late. Sorry about that. And this is my Stampin' Buddy Crash, who crashed before we came on. Anyway, every Friday night at 7:30, I like to bring you a live project. And sometimes I know what I'm doing well in advance, and sometimes I don't. Tonight, I sort of know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I also have some things to show you and announce. So I'm going to let a few people find me here, and I see that Sheila is already here, and I see some others are out watching too, but I can't. They haven't said hello in the chat, so I don't know who they are yet. But perhaps you see that little bag over there. That's my announcement. I have a closer up version I can show you. Sorry, I'm moving this around a little bit. It's not in the holder. I'm just holding it. Anyway, this bag, it says love to create and create to love. And you know, as crafters, as paper crafters, especially card makers, we certainly do love to create. And because we are celebrating people or just thinking of them when we send them a card, we are showing them love. So we are loving them by letting them know they're being thought of and cared for. So that's how I came up with the slogan for this bag. And it's one of those poly bags, like, you know, your shopping bags are. It's a really thick quality one. And it measures 13, I'm trying to open it, it's not working so well. It's 13 by 10 by 15, so 13 inches wide, so across the front, 10 inches deep, which is pretty significant. Holds paper pumpkin boxes very nicely. In fact, that one back there has 13 in it, and it's full. And then it is 15 inches high and has nice handles as well. So I had purchased those with the thought of giving them away for a retreat, but it's not really fall colored. So then I got the idea that because my Kit Well Soon Cancer fundraiser is got a theme of loving and showing encouragement to others, that I thought I would throw that in there for people who are able to donate 2 or more kits to the cause. If you've already donated, you're all set. You'll be receiving one. And if you haven't, I encourage you to do so. Even if you can only donate 1 kit, I do have something for you as well. Those of you who donate 1 kit, and the description or the link to donate will be in the description of this video after I'm done. But for anybody that donates even 1 kit, you will be eligible to attend my Kit Together and Bingo event. Now, normally that's on the 3rd Tuesday of the month, but next Tuesday, which is the 3rd Tuesday, I am going to be in Pennsylvania, so I will not be able to come live to you. In fact, I will be at Sight and Sound Theater watching this magnificent, I hope, and I believe, production of Noah. So I've moved it to the 4th Tuesday, and that will get almost everybody that can donate anyway. So you plan to join me. If you've already donated, plan to join me. I will be sending out special invitations with a bingo card. And yes, there is a prize for the bingo winner. And there's still some good prizes left on my prize board. There's a stamp set, I know, and I think designer series paper. I forgot all that's still left, but there are still some items left, and some really good ones too. So don't miss out on that. And like I said, 2 or more kits, and this bag will be coming your way. It folds nicely, which is going to be great for mailing, but it's also very sturdy, and you'll be able to tote lots of things in it. All right, well, let's get started. I'm going to turn you down, and we're going to start making a card tonight. So let's see. All right, we're in the holder now. I just got to steady my camera shot here. All right, so I need to move my my charging cord out of the way. So it's plugged in. So I'm going to feature again, and I know I've featured this paper before, but it is so pretty. This is the Autumn Toile 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. And it is really pretty, and it's a little bit unique. A lot of our Designer Series paper comes with 6 patterns, well, 6 two-sided patterns, so a 12 pattern, 6 patterns, 6 different sheets, 2 of each sheet, 2 on each side. So I guess it's 12 patterns total. Oh, math's hard for me today, everybody. This will be interesting. I did get up very early this morning and was working on my 12 Sundays of Christmas project. I had to redesign something, so the math's not flowing exactly right now. But we're going to be using this pumpkin paper tonight. But there's this beautiful pheasant and woodsy kind of scene. And on the back of the pumpkin is just a neutral. In fact, on the back of these are all sort of kind of neutral and not necessarily specific to a certain time of year. And then there's this beautiful one as well. My charging cord keeps falling and getting in the way. Hold on, we gotta make sure that doesn't happen anymore. Oop, I don't know what that bang was, but we'll find out at some point. This is a beautiful, beautiful piece right here. I've used it a lot. In fact, I don't think I have too many full sheets of this left. I might not even have any full sheets of this left. So that's got some grids, early espresso grids on the back. And the last one is this little foxy paper, which definitely has a fall look to it because it's got a lot of Cajun craze in it. But I wanted to use this one tonight. In fact, I don't even need a full sheet. We can just use something that's a little bit smaller. Let's see what we got. Oh, look, we've got some partial strips right here. So one of the things that I made my retreat participants for last weekend was a little wrap for an eye mask holder. And if you watched my 12 Sundays of Christmas project this past Sunday, you saw that holder in action. Just Christmasified. I think that's a word. We're going to make it a word. And we're just going to not fuss with this and put it away properly. We'll just set it out of the way. All right, so now we have this right here. And I need to cut a card front. So I'm going to begin with a piece of early espresso. And let's see, let's score it first. So we'll get 2 card bases out of this one sheet. So we're going to score it at 4 1/4. Turn it and cut it at 5 1/2. And so now I have 2 card bases ready to go. I'm going to also do a little more prep work. I'm going to get out a piece of Very Vanilla, which goes with this as well. And so does another wonderful neutral that we have, Basic Beige. But I'm choosing the vanilla this time. It's a little bit brighter than the beige. And I need a piece for the inside. Now I'm going to do 2 cards at once. Might as well. So I'm going to cut at 5 1/4. And then I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 4 inches. How is everybody's week? So I see that Reba and Ruth made it on in addition to Sheila. So hello, everybody. Thank you for correcting, Reba, that you didn't need help, that you were just saying hello. All right, so these are going to be for my insides of the card. So I'm going to set that aside for a little bit. I'm going to, I'm just going to cut this at 5 1/2, I guess. We're going to make it a card width across. So if I have my card in landscape form, then this is 5 1/2. So this is going to be 5 1/2. This happens to be 2 3/4. I don't need it that wide, probably. What I'm going to do with this is rip it though. I'm going to tear a little bit off the top here. Don't worry if it's not totally straight, doesn't need to be. And let's see, this is a little bit larger than I was probably thinking, so I'm going to probably take off maybe 1/2 inch on the bottom. Took 1/4 inch off the top. So if you wanted to start with a piece that was only 2.5 wide and tear off 1/4 inch on each long side, that would work too. So we're going to have something that looks like this. Now, what do I want to do? Oh, I've got this other piece too. I might as well, remember, I'm doing 2 at once, so I might as well do 2 of everything at once. So let's go ahead and show you how quick it can be to make 2 cards at once as opposed to just 1. Now, because I'm not measuring this, these 2 card fronts could be 2 totally different widths. They're about the same, so that's good. Let's go back to my vanilla here, and I'm going to cut that. That's at 5 1/4 or 5 1/2. And I'm going to cut a layer for this. Now, do I want a layer of this? I don't think I do. I think I want a layer that coordinates with this. Let's go back to my paper. Let's go back to the paper that I have in here. So we could use this as a coordinating side. And we could use this as well. Let me get my pumpkin out. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like that. That's too busy for me. Would you agree? I think I'm gonna choose this one. But let's see what else we have. I mean, we could have this, but nah. I want something a little bit more bold, I think. So I think I'm gonna go with this. Now, when I'm dealing with the back of this, direction doesn't matter here, but it does on the front, and I don't want to ruin any of these pieces necessarily. I don't want to ruin this landscape scene if I can help it. And most cases, when I'm going to make a card out of this paper, I'm probably going to go landscape. So I might want something that's 5 1/2, 5 1/4, something like that. So let's get out our paper trimmer. Oh, I do have another piece right here. All right. But I'll use this, but what I was going to do is I was going to just cut some thin pieces, some thin vertical ones here, because that would work. Doesn't matter whether this side is going this way or this way. So I try to, when I'm doing this technique, see what is going to be most advantageous so that I get the most bang for my buck. Most bang for my buck. Sorry, was up early. I mentioned that, right? Get what you get when you're watching Friday Night Live with me sometimes. All right, so I'm going to cut this at 5 1/2 because I'm going to want that to go all the way across as well. And I'm going to layer this on, but I don't need to waste all this little bit in here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tear this edge. Because I do want a torn edge here too. And then I'm just going to slice it. So we'll have torn edge on torn edge. If you don't like torn edge on torn edge, you know what? You don't have to have it. I'm going to do one card one way and another card the other way. And you can tell me which one you like better. So I'm going to cut this one so it has just straight pieces. Yes, we are just kind of flying by the seat of our pants today. All right, so we've got that. And then I, of course, need another one on the other end. So let's go ahead and cut another one. Probably need to tear that one too, because this one's the torn one. The next one, I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to keep the torn one to be the pumpkins. And then, so I have that. Just see how that sets that off a little bit more. So I have this little piece right here. I'm just going to cut this in half. So this is a little bit over an inch, so about half an inch. I got those pieces right there, and I'll use that with my other torn piece. All right, so let's put some cards together, shall we? I think I did something with my very vanilla pieces. Found them. All right. So we know this is going to go inside, so we can just put that inside. And even though this is going on chocolate, look at how rich that looks just to have that early espresso. I know I said chocolate, but I don't like coffee, so I'd rather think of this as chocolate. Just have those pretty stripes just like that going just right across there. So let's go ahead and we'll just adhere some of this down. Anybody have any excitement this week? Good excitement. I had enough bad excitement this week at work. Both Sheila and I did. Our bank that we use at work changed their system, which I understand that needs to be done. You got to keep up with security and advancements and all that good stuff. And a complete system change, which I've done before in one of my other jobs, is not easy. And so I am in no way trying to bash anybody. I just know it's a necessary evil and things happen. But they did this over the holiday weekend, and we processed payroll on Monday, which was a holiday, and so we couldn't do it that day, and payday is supposed to be Wednesday. So come Tuesday, when everything came back up online and we couldn't get in, we started panicking. So we worked all day, and we were not the only ones panicking, because you could not get through to the bank whatsoever, nothing but busy line. So we panicked a little bit, and finally Sheila was able to get payroll done. And oops, wrong way. She got it done, and we got it posted just in the nick of time. And I called and I made sure everything was fine, because usually I have to approve it, and they hadn't set it up so it needed a second approval. So Sheila just approved payroll on her own. And so I called and made sure everything was okay, and they said yes, it was. I'm like, oh, great, that's wonderful. Yeah, it wasn't. Because the next morning, Wednesday, which is payday, nobody got paid. So couple trips to the bank, and the personnel at the bank actually can't do anything about it, because they're the tellers and the bank branch managers. They're not the cash management people that do our payroll. So they were nice and helpful and tried to help me get connected to the people I needed to get connected to. But whew. And so then that night, all the money started coming into people's bank accounts, which was great, except for 2 people. And then the next day that got resolved too. And so everything turned out okay, but whew, this is a long, stressful week. And since I'm going away next Tuesday, like I mentioned, I did not have the bandwidth to do that. I'm going to tie some of this natural linen thread over here, because it's pretty and it just looks so nice on this card. It's very easy to tie, doesn't add a lot of bulk. Tie this in a little bow. And there we have a cute, sweet little card. Now, if you want a sentiment on this, we can put a sentiment on it. I think a sentiment would look nicely done in a gold or a brass on here, don't you? What color do you want, gold or brass? Can you let me know in the comments and I'll accommodate your wishes. Gold or brass, they're both beautiful. Ruth is saying gold. Ruth's quick on the keyboard tonight. All right, let's see. So I've got my heat tool in here. I do need a stamp set though. Oh, you know what? I gave away my Amber Autumn. I let somebody who was sick at my retreat borrow it. Ooh, what am I going to do? Don't mind me. I'm just across the room trying to come up with an alternate sentiment. I'm going to go with, let's go with thinking of you. I'm supposed to be doing a thanks card right now, but I did not grab a good thanks set. And you know you can never find one when you want one. Wait just a second, I'm gonna find one. Oh, there must be plenty over here. I just can't find it right now. Talk amongst yourselves. Are you voting? Make sure you're voting for bronze or gold. I cannot believe that. Where are all my thank you sets? Oh, you know what? I'm going to use Just a Note because the person that requested these cards, Just a Note will work as well as thanks. So, let's find Just a Note. Just a Note right here. This is from the Beautiful Motifs set, by the way, which is still beautiful and lovely. Let's see. Oh, now Ruth has changed her mind. Sheila went back to gold with Ruth's original thing, and Ruth is saying bronze. So we're 1-1. Reba, I know that you're watching. You need to weigh in. Bronze or gold, my friend? Bronze or gold? You're going to be the tiebreaker. So I'm going to get out my little embossing kit. Now this is the embossing tool kit, the tray, the reverse tweezers, the brush, and the embossing buddy all come in the Embossing Editions toolkit. Oh, Reba says bronze on one, gold on the other. Oh man, you are so funny. You're Switzerland, aren't you, Ruth? I mean, Reba, you're Switzerland. But that's a good compromise. You're right. So to emboss, we're going to be using our Versamark, which is a nice sticky ink. Stays a little bit wetter longer. I meant to use my embossing buddy, but look at that. I forgot. Hope it's not all filled with my fingerprint oils or static. All right, let's try bronze. I don't know how many times I've used bronze, but I know it's not a lot. No particular reason other than I don't have a lot of stuff that go with bronze. And for me, bronze is really kind of a fall color. I'll let my heat tool heat up. So I'm just going to aim it right here. And I'm not aiming it straight onto my cardstock because you don't want the heat to bounce back up into the heat tool. That's actually not good for the heat tool. Did you know that? And here's sort of, so just a note, that looks pretty. It actually goes really nicely with the pumpkins. It ends up almost looking like a Cajun craze. So that really is pretty. But we'll go for gold with the other one. Bronze is actually my pick. But you know what? I'm all about what you guys want, not just me. All right, we'll do the inside to that shortly. We gotta make the other card first. So now where are my pieces? I've got this one. So on this one, we're gonna go with this being torn, and we're gonna go with straight edges. I'm gonna put just a thin line along the edge there. Let's see how this works, just like that. That's nice. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other end. If you want a little more texture, you could kind of roll this with your finger a little bit, or you know, use your fingernail and kind of rub it up that way. Let's go ahead and put this one down on here, just like that. And we can compare and contrast at the end. So it's not exactly a fair thing, because we actually have a couple different things going on. We have the embossing and we have the difference in the edges. See, you've got that look too. And of course you could do tear on tear, but I thought that was going to be a little bit too much. But see, I think I like this one. Oops, wrong edge. Wrong edge I'm messing with. You can kind of rub your finger up against this, and then it becomes a little bit more 3D-ish. Yeah, I'm having a hard time tonight. I glued it down too well. All right, well, I should have done it earlier. Embossing buddy. And we'll ink it up again. Doing it before I put the twine on this time. All right, now you said gold, huh? All right, I've got the gold out. Let's see if I can funnel this back in without making a mess. I doubt it. I didn't make a mess, but there is still some powder that fell in the tray, which is why I have the tray in the first place. So this weekend, oh, I know what I was going to ask you. Did anybody make a shaker card yet based on Technique Tuesday? And if so, which kind of shaker card did you make this week? Did you make a traditional shaker, a faker shaker, or a tool shaker? I want to know. So the gold is more obvious on this. And although it doesn't match the pumpkins, it does seem to coordinate nicely with this pecan pie ground that's in there. So both were excellent choices in the end. And now we need to attach something in the middle, but I think I want to decorate this a little bit. So I'm going to come back here, and I think I want a vertical strip. I don't want a strip along the bottom, only because these pieces, they're too large to make sense in a thin little strip. So let me see if I've got a taller one. I do. So I've got a taller one here. Let's go ahead and I'm going to make it a little bit larger than normal too. I think I'm going to make it, well, I'm going to cut this off so I can get a little bit more of my pumpkins in there. And I think I'm going to make it about 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I know some of you are going to say, oh, look at all the paper you're wasting. You can say it. I don't care. I'm still going to do it. All right. let's make sure that it's 4 inches tall, because that's what I want, because that's what size my, I know, I'm cutting off camera. 4 inches. All right, so now I've got those strips cut. And we can put away some of this. Ruth says she did the one with the foam tape and used the butterfly stamp and mailed it to a dear friend. Excellent. So you did the traditional kind of shaker. I gotta tell you, I had never heard of that tool shaker card before, and it is fun. I love that it doesn't, there's no static involved, and it lays a lot flatter. So there's definitely no postage surcharge for that. If I had my Amber Autumn stamp set, I probably would have stamped the little pumpkins down in the corner here, but I felt badly for my friend Suzanne. She had been so looking forward to the retreat. She's also one of my team members, and she just had a medical issue, and she just couldn't make it, and she was sad. I did get to see her. She came and picked her stuff up, but she'd been so looking forward to it. All right. We are almost done. This is when I really wish that Stampin' Up! Still had vanilla envelopes. I'm sure they don't, because they just didn't sell as well as they needed to stay in the catalog and in the rotation. But man, when I have a vanilla base, I am so sorry that I don't have a vanilla envelope. But anyway, there are, oh, wait, we're missing something here. We're missing the linen thread. I just want to pull out something though, just for the fun of it. I'm going to pull out this, see how I like this. So, I do like this because it looks like hay to me, but I think it gets lost on the card. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my wrap around with my bow again. Maybe we'll tie it on the other side this time, just for something different. Sometimes what I do is I tie it in the middle, and then I decide which side I want it on and roll it around that way. Come on. We saw, Peter and I went and saw a matinee today. We saw that Treason and Traitor, is that what it's called? Truth and Treason? Treason and Truth? I don't know. It's the one by the Angel Guild. It's out in theaters now. And it's about this, well, he started when he was 16-year-old German kid, really, who became part of the resistance through his writing. And yeah, I like it on the other side better. Just a remarkable story of, if you think of what a 16-year-old kid, I mean, he's a brilliant writer. I mean, at 16, nobody thought he was the one doing it because he was 16. I'm not going to tell you what happens in the story because I'll let you judge for yourself. But man, what a powerful, powerful story. All right. So there we have 2 simple thank you notes, or well, they're going to be sort of thank you for coming kind of notes. So there we go. She'll be happy to have a couple more. She raids my supply at work all the time for work. So I'm happy to oblige. But that's what we have. So just a reminder for those of you who may have tuned in late, anyone who donates to my Get Well Soon cancer fundraiser, so donating some of Stampin' Up! Kits to cancer patients while they recover from some of their treatment. Anybody who donates at least one will receive an automatic admission to my 4th Tuesday of October Kit Together and Bingo. And if you donate 2 or more, you will get this tote mailed to you. It is, what did I say, 13 by 10 wide by 15 inches high. And it says, love to create and create to love. So we love to create. And the reason why we create is to love people. So if you would like that tote, all you need to do is click the link that will be in the description of this video shortly, and that'll get you going. Thank you so much to those of you who have donated so far. I hope you have a great weekend. Bye for now.